Hello, hello, hello. So welcome to another episode of Taisha's Thoughts. So I want to talk about something that is very near and dear and personal to me. And I feel like although it's talked about, it's not talked about enough. So today we're going to talk about when healing hurts. So in life, we get knocked down quite often. We deal with devastating blows. We deal with things that are seen and, unseen. We lose people that we wish we never would lose. And we go through some very tough, traumatic things. So you get knocked down. But nobody never talks about how hard it is to get back up. Maybe they do. But no one never really talks about how hard it is to heal. And you would think healing would come easy, that it would be, a no-brainer. Just get back up, dust your shoulders off, and do what you gotta do. But a lot of people like me know better than that. Because you know what? When you gotta get back up, you gotta deal with everything that knocked you down in the first place. In order for you to heal, to mend this heart, mend this mind, mend this soul, mend this spirit, you gotta revisit what got you here in the first place. And that is something that is hella hard to do. You got to revisit things that you pushed back in your mind. You got to revisit things that caused you so much pain that you stayed up at night crying and crying and crying. You got to revisit things that broke you. Have you ever been broken before? I mean, broken. I mean, the things that used to bring you joy don't bring you joy. You don't experience no type of happiness. You could be laughing in one moment because something gives you maybe an energy rush. But when it's said and done, you feel right back lousy again. You don't eat right. You don't sleep right. You don't think right. So many things haunt your mind and your soul and your spirit. There you be like, Lord, I can't do this. I'm not strong enough to do this. How do you expect me from everything that I've been through to get back up again like nothing happened? No one said you had to forget anything or that it would be easy. But what people don't, realize is that it is doing you so much harm than good by staying down. Sometimes it's not easy to deal with you when it's you. And I'm going to say that again. It is not easy dealing with you when it's you. Because you have to look that man or that woman in the face and have to acknowledge the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it can be extremely painful. I've shared when, my mother went to heaven, how when I looked in the mirror, I did not like what I saw when I looked back. Because the things that she used to tell me about me that I need to fix and work on, I took pride in that. I took pride in grudges. I took pride in unforgiveness. I took pride in a lot of things that are stupid now. And when she passed, I had to deal with that same woman who took so much pride. Now look at my ass now. Weak and broken. Now, I don't know personally what it may take for everybody because we're all different people. But I do know this. If you continue to stay down, it's going to ruin you in the long run. I will promise you that. I promise you money that I do not have. I will bet money I do not have. It is excruciating to get up. But in order for you to fully understand where things went wrong, like I said, you have to revisit things, because the good, the bad, the ugly, everything that you've been through has shaped you into the person that you are, whether if you want to acknowledge that or not. You could have been through the worst of the worst, and you say, ain't nothing wrong with me. You lying like a Persian rug if you saying ain't nothing wrong with you, because I'm going to tell you right now. You've mastered how to cover it, but it comes out in different ways. Oh, do I know? Because you're looking at the definition of what that looks like. But you have to understand that life can be unfair, and life can be downright cruel. But you can't make that stop you from living, and not just living, but thriving. It took me 2 years for me to understand that when my mom passed. Because, like I said in my last video that I did on the smiling depression, I was alive, but I had stopped living. And I acknowledged that. I acknowledged that I had been so beat down that I did not want to get back up. I couldn't deal with it. I felt like I didn't have it to work on to make myself better. I didn't have it. But then I realized I wasn't in this alone. I have people who loved and cared about me that wanted to see my well-being. I always have God. And I have a built-in permanent guardian angel, my mom. And as me being a mother, I would hate to see my child in this world suffering and don't know how to live her life. So it made me understand, it made me realize that it's time to stand up. And you can stand up, and you can stand up stronger and better than you ever were before. Give yourself grace. Give yourself time. Get help. Anything, like I said in my previous video with the smiling depression, anything that is worth, that has a positive outcome, nothing that would be detrimental towards you, like talking to a therapist, if it helps for you to go on long walks, to get out, whatever that you need to do to better yourself, to do so. But I'm telling you now, you can't stay down. And sometimes it's hard because you know why? It is hard dealing with emotions and feelings. I think everybody in this day and age is oblivious or put that on the back burner. But it's going to come out in one way, shape, or form. And it is hard to sit here and have to be on your emotions. But guess what? If you gotta cry, cry. Crying don't make you weak. Crying just means you are human, and it is overwhelming. That's the definition of crying, is when you're so overwhelmed that you don't know how else to express yourself. Don't know how else to get your feelings out but to cry. So cry if you have to. If you have to scream, if you need a puncher bag and have to do on a puncher bag real quick, whatever that you need to do. But my sis, my brother, I know it's painful. You've been through so much that the next person, if someone had to walk in your shoes, they would fold. But that's just how you know how strong you really are. And that you're more than capable of rising above what that you're going through. But you have to make the decision if whether or not if you want to survive or do you want to thrive. And I know me personally, I'm tired of just surviving. I promised my mom I would thrive. I promise her that I will do my best to live my life until we meet again. And you can do the same. It hurts. I know it do. And it's okay if you stumble along the way. But get up. Keep your head held high. And you do what you need to do in a positive direction to change your life for the better. Because healing hurts. But it doesn't hurt more than staying down. It's going to be okay. We all in this together. It's another episode of Taisha Thoughts. Peace.